see they navigated the 1-2-2 zone with Pascal Siakam running the lane. Right here, easy duck in. Easy duck in. Taking advantage of the fact that he's a scorer. He hasn't had 20 points in 5 straight games. And it's just a pure hustle play by Obi Toppin. Basketball ends up towards half court. Set the offense. Obi resets. He runs towards the corner. And a la Dr. J in the 80s. Oh, with the cinnamon roll. And the layup. Indiana giving 45 years old today? Yes, exactly. How about that? How about that? Great Dr. J. Yeah, that's right. It's not the same, but it's close. Yeah. Oh, and when your hand in the basketball is facing down with Dr. J, it's never here. It's just facing down. But kids, this is this lesson about when you do something bad and it continues to go bad for you, and when you're around good people, good things can happen. Keep going with the Indiana Pacers. They're showing you just do good things and good things. This will follow out. Okay, I think I follow. But here's a rarity. Here's a rarity. Chuck's got some tape. What? I know you got it. So America, no. America, I know y'all thinking the same thing. So I dug deep in the archive. Show them the tape. Dug deep in the archive. Show them the tape. The American Express halftime. Let's see y'all can do next week. That's a good idea. Sample, get them steaks ready. The well done. Filet mignon. Cocktail. Get that filet mignon ready, say that, Mose. When you're a sports fan, nothing beats being there. And when you're with Amex Platinum, you never miss the next big moment. That's the powerful backing of American Express.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. Well, now how about this return? And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And his throw is incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. It's a gain of 9, but it's also going to mean a punt here on their opening drive. So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side. side of the field on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Here's Hurts to throw. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Money in there.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 36. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He'll buy some time right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Justin Reed. And the Chiefs are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Out to his left. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 5. Here's Pacheco once again. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now here's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Mahomes going to throw. Flushed out right. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Mahomes finding the talented DeAndre Hopkins. And the Chiefs go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. A first down carry for Barkley. Gets around him. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Throwing is Hurts. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Hurts. Got a man. It's Brown. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
63, 63, 63.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw again. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Flush to his right. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation. They're going to look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith on the receiving end from Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Fire down these two. Fire down these two.
Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. They go play fake. Mahomes rolling to his left. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Mahomes going to fire quickly to Worthy. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. And again, it's Mahomes. And that is caught. Touchdown.
That's real.
Rashee Rice from 17 yards out. And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Butker on for the PAT. And he's got it.
Elbow.
13-7 ball game.
That weak ass. Damn.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone. Could potentially tie this game up. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's Mahomes to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. To throw, it's Mahomes. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball, or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think they'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game. Inside the 20. It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Throwing now is Mahomes, sliding out of the pocket. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Final shot before the half for Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Xavier Worthy. As time expires in the first half. And the Chiefs will extend their lead on the final play of the half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes. Extra point by Butker is on target. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Ready for the start of the third quarter. The Chiefs have the lead and set to receive the football. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Attack!
Now Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. It muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. Mahomes now to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Yellow!
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yellow!
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Rolling to his right. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Pretty much everything went their way offensively in the first half, but now an interception on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
As we know, the key to everything here, don't get careless with the football. The problem is you've got to stay aggressive as well. So where's the line between being aggressive and attacking and being overly aggressive? I think they just crossed it on that one.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. A 3rd quarter action from Kansas City. 2nd down and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop his shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Quick throw there is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point of the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position.
Boom.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into their second half blowout material. Motion man right is Rice. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. In motion left is Hopkins. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
Ah, fuck!
Yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now here's Mahomes.
Get it!
And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing
I'm
end
converting,
to
right?
excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Mahomes throwing on fourth. He's got
That's how you
his
do it.
target. That's complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. And the Chiefs are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. They'll run here with Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now from the 9, here's second and goal. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick.
Come on.
And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick 6 TD. Boy, a big play right there. I mean, a touchdown on this drive could have really put some separation on the scoreboard. Instead, it's the defense who scores. And, partner, we got a game again.
Yeah, not enough time. It's like what I do to them at the gym.
What was going on in this
Look,
game?
I went by 10, then I let y'all score.
They knew their offense needed some help. They just provided it. They're back in this one.
Oh, really? You want the blowout. You got 21. What more you want?
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
Trying to make it a blowout. That's it.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
21 points in the quarter is crazy.
From the 31, here's a 2nd and 8. They go play action. Now Mahomes. That ball caught. It's Rice. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down. Mahomes going to throw. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see
this
the
momentum you can bring to the
you
next
just kind of
game.
hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Hey, fielder.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a first and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line. Now, yes, a
Right
two-possession
there.
game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on second and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace
How
now
not?
because it's a two-possession game.
How not?
They've got to get there
How
twice
not?
to make sure they have a chance to win.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard
Took
out.
45
and the
seconds.
Eagles
We're
have
good.
made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
And these Eagles may have been the first to really perfect this play. Let Hurts take the snap. Thinking
GG, my
about
boy.
pushing from behind. This was so successful, some folks, including me, were calling for this play to be outlawed. But while it's still in the books,
You hurt?
no one runs it better than Hurts, and he takes this one in.
Don't even try no funny shit.
And I guess the touchdown wasn't enough. They want the onside kick as well.
Oh my God! What the fuck?
Yes,
This fat ass can't bend
So
down.
they've accomplished half the mission, Charles. They get the onside kick. They do need a touchdown here, but they've got some time to do it.
Okay.
In the excitement, there's no need to press. Plenty of time. They have the opportunity. Now they just need to execute and finalize things.
Yeah, just like the Knicks.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack.
GG.
Chris Jones
Whoa.
picks up his second sack of the afternoon. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
Oh yeah, he's with us. He did, my boy. So get him out of here. Line it up.
And the Chiefs will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Another important fourth-quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And Mahomes sees something. He'll change the play. 2nd and 4. And this one is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man. And broke the play up.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
Dotson in motion right. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Sit out there, you little bum bitch.
And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
You can admire his willingness to sacrifice his body to try and pick up the first down, and I do. But let's face it, you know his coaches are going to warn him about diving or extending for a ball for this exact reason. So much easier to have the ball knocked free when you're extended like that. So if you're going to dive, you got to make sure you secure the football, which he didn't.
Hopkins on the grab over the middle.
Why, T? Why? I don't know why you do what you did.
2nd and 2. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mahomes forced out to
Come on, T.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's good.
Fight back, T.
And he gets this inside
That's
the
in the fight,
35-yard line.
Don't fight it, nigga. Fight it, done.
Back to throw.
Fight it over.
Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It's first and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
So different.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
On any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Now Mahomes. Caught left side, Hopkins. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talking over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here we go, a big play in a tight game late. They're going on 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Mahomes.
Oh, my God.
Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Eagles defense able to hold. So they converted their first 2 4th down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that 3rd one, right? Didn't get it there. Maybe now the head coach might not be so eager to go for it as we go forward.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. He's going to let this go. Back to the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And it was a very strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire 2nd half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the 2nd half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chiefs victorious here as we say so long from Kansas City.